8 last players. We're going to start with Wilson Hunter. He's your 8 seed. He's going to be sitting down with Nick Miller. He's got a tough matchup in front of him. He's playing Storm, going to be playing against Joe Lissette. We're going to kick the interviews back and forth, but we're going to start here with Wilson and Nick over in the sideboard. Then we'll bring you guys Andrew Shrout and some other interviews. Kick it back and forth a little bit so you guys can become more familiar with our 8 players. They'll be battling it out for $10,000, an invite to the Players' Championship, and their likeness on a card. It's going to be a lot of fun here for the next couple of hours. But for now, enjoy Nick and enjoy Wilson.
Hello and welcome to the sideboard here in Charlotte for the Invitational. I am Nick Miller and this is the start of our top 8 interviews for the Invitational. I am here with the 8 seed, Wilson Hunter. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
I would say you're in great spirits. You are one of 2 people that were undefeated after day 1.
That's right.
You then played Brian Braun-Duin at the start of day 2 and fell to him.
Yep, that was pretty rough.
But now you're in the top 8 and he is not.
Yeah.
So when it's all said, you're in pretty good shape. Now,
yep.
You are playing Storm and Legacy, which you will be playing in the top 8.
That's correct.
And you played Black-White mid-range in the standard portion.
Right.
How are you feeling about your matchup in the quarterfinals against Joe Lissette playing Miracles?
Honestly, I'd be lying if I said that I thought it was a good matchup. I think it's probably the worst out of the 7. But I think I like the rest of the field if I can get past him. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough. And he's a great player. So we'll just see what happens, I guess.
Right, and you have qualified for the Invitational off of points. You have a 9th place finish at the Invitational in Atlanta.
Yep.
So you are no stranger to making a good run here at these Invitationals. Finally, you said you have the same record that you had in Atlanta, but
yep.
This time you're in the top 8.
Yep, snuck in the top 8 this time, and so it feels good.
How did you like your Storm deck throughout the Legacy? You went 5-3 with Storm.
Yeah, the Storm deck's really good. I started off 4-0 on day 1. I didn't do well on day 2. I went 1-3. But the deck in general I think is really solid. I have trouble with some matchups like Miracles, Reanimator, and like Mud. But other than that, I feel pretty good about playing against anything. Even the Delver decks, which a lot of people think are traditionally bad matchups, I actually feel really good against. And if you take a look at my list, it's a little bit different to hedge against Delver decks. So.
Right. And you went 7-1 with your standard deck,
yep.
Black-White. You went pretty good there. Now, of course, all the money, all the prestige, if you win this Invitational. But the best part is the token.
That's right.
What would you like your token to be if you take this event down?
Honestly, I was thinking an Angel token because I like to play Miracles myself when I'm not playing Storm, and I think it'd be pretty cool to entreat myself.
Little 4/4 Angel, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, well, good luck to you in the quarterfinals. I'm going to shoot it over to Andrew Shrout, who is with our number 7 seed, Jesse Hefner.
All right, appreciate it.
Hey guys, Andrew Shrout here in the sideboard. I'm with your 7th seed, Jesse Hefner. How you feeling right now?
Pretty good.
All right, cool. The top 8 is Legacy.
Correct.
So we'll start with your standard deck. You went 7-0-1, I believe.
Correct.
With your standard deck, you played White Black Humans.
Yep.
So quite the record. Tell me a little about that deck and how it went and why you chose to play it.
I built the deck, like the shell of it's pretty similar. Like you can't deviate too much, but I built my particular list to be an aggressive Thoughtseize deck. And I saw the card Paid's here, thought it was good, wanted to play a shell with it, and in my head it beat Esper every time, and turns out it beat Esper 4 times today, so it worked.
All right, 4 times on the weekend, 7-0-1 there. You didn't do quite as well with Legacy, but did well enough to get you into the top 8. You're playing Rug Delver.
Yep.
Are you excited for your matchup? What are your thoughts there?
I think in theory it plays out like most combo matchups. Like it's generally slightly favored, but Tom Ross is an insane Magic player, so I think he might be able to get it. I'm gonna have to play really tight and just not make mistakes. And I think I could get there.
Did you play test the matchup at all last night?
The responsible answer would be yes. Did I? Absolutely not.
All right, so we'll just pretend that you did. All right. Well, I'll be rooting for you and wishing you luck. But before we go, I do want to ask one question. If you win this invitational, you will get a chance to make your own token that will be distributed at the Star City Opens this next season. So, have you put any thought into what token you would want you to be represented on?
I'm gonna go with 3/3 Golem for Blade Splicer, I believe.
Okay, 3/3 Golem. That's a card that it's rotated out of standard. It's Doesn't see a ton of modern play. It does see some though. Does that card have kind of a special place in your heart, or mean anything particular to you?
It's the only of all the decks I play in Magic, it's the only token I make, except Zombie. But Sam Black kind of got Zombie.
Sure, Zombie's already taken.
So I want to see my face on tables, so I'm gonna take Golem.
All right, cool. 3/3 Golem, Jesse Hefner. I can see that. Thanks for sitting down with me, man.
Yeah, not a problem.
Yeah, we're gonna send it to, back to Nick Miller. He is sitting with your 6th seed, Greg Spano.
Welcome back to the sideboard. I am Nick Miller alongside our number 6 seed, Greg Spano. How you doing today?
All right.
All right, and you have made it here into the top 8 with Mud for your legacy deck of choice.
Yes, sir.
And Red, White, Burn in standard. How have you liked Mud so far? You 7-1 the legacy portion. Got to be feeling pretty good.
Yeah, it's working out for me pretty well. I can't complain with it.
Do you have a lot of experience with the deck, or?
Not really. My friend played it in DC, did pretty good with it, started 10-0, and wound up losing to Owen Turtenwald in the winning-in match. And then I tried it out in Vegas, did good with it, and tried it again here.
Well, it's doing pretty good for you. Now, yesterday you got basically your winning in against Jared Betcher, in standard, who will be your opponent today in Legacy in the top 8. You were playing Red, White, Burn there against his black, mono black deck. How'd the Burn deck go for you?
I got pretty lucky. I drew a couple burn spells in a row that I really needed to draw, and got there.
Okay. Do you know anything about the Painter Mud matchup?
Not at all.
So any predictions on how that's going to go, or what your key cards are?
I'm probably not a favorite. I really probably need to draw Karn a bunch of the games, and just hope he doesn't combo off as quick as possible.
All right, and you qualified for this through a Super IQ, right?
Yes.
Not a bad showing.
Yeah.
Now, of course, the crown jewel of winning the Invitational is your token.
Yep.
Have you thought about it, and what would your token be if you take the event down?
I'm probably going to pick the Dominate emblem. That's what got me to win the Super IQ. So
An
that's what
emblem.
got me here.
I
Yep.
like the idea of taking an emblem over a creature token. That's pretty sweet. All right, well, good luck in the quarterfinals. I'm going to shoot it back over to Andrew Shrout, who is with Chris Arnold.
All right.
Hey guys, Andrew Shrout. I'm here with Chris Arnold. How's it going?
Hello.
Excited for this top 8?
Yeah, I am.
All right. You brought some brews to this tournament. The top 8 is Legacy, so we'll start by briefly talking about your standard deck. You're calling it Rug, Monsters, and Friends, and you played it to a 6-2 record. So tell us a little about that deck and how your standard rounds went.
The standard rounds, they went well. I decided to go like a Rug Walkers build, just to kind of throw people off. I like playing unique decks. That's what my favorite part is, deck building unique decks, mixing up the format. So I threw in Rouse Eric because he's so good in the format. He taps down blockers, he mana accelerates me, he kills other walkers. So he's just fantastic. And then I threw in the Aetherling just to kind of put the nail in the coffin against Control and other games like that. People didn't see it coming. I ended up losing to Mono Black with a Pack Rat. Just
Pack Rat will get you.
Pack Rat will get me. And then I lost to Jund as well with a Pack Rat again.
Fair enough. All right, so 6-2 in standard. You went 6-1-1 in Legacy with the deck that you'll be playing today.
Yes.
You played a kind of a unique build, not something we see a lot of. You played a Loam Pox deck.
Yeah, Lone Pox.
How do we arrive at that?
My friends tried to get me into Legacy because they're really big in Legacy, and so I just kind of was like, all right, well, one of my favorite cards, Bloodghast, Liliana, things like that. So I was just like, well, let's try to make something with that. And then I love Smallpox, and so I just kind of all threw it together, went that direction, kind of got Loam. Just love it.
Sweet. Your matchup in the quarterfinals is against Derek Sheets.
Yes.
Who's playing Deathblade. How do you feel about the matchup? Did you play test it at all last night?
No, I didn't play test it.
Okay.
I tried to get my friend to proxy it up, but he was tired. He watched
Fair enough.
Cops and fell asleep.
Okay.
I think it's fairly good. It's still going to be tough. He's got Deathrite Shamans and Rest in Pieces, which mess with my graveyard. I'm not fully reliant on the graveyard, but it helps.
Sure.
So hopefully I can just play around the Deathrite Shaman and blow up. blow up recipes.
All right. We have one final question for you.
Sure.
If you win this tournament, you get to make a token.
Yeah.
It'll have your face, and it'll be distributed at all of the Star City Opens in this next season. Have you put any thought into what you want your token to be?
I'm still split. I've thought about it. On one side, I want to be a gold token for guilds.
Okay.
But on the other end, I won a lot of games because of Xenagos, so
Sure.
I feel like I'm
Okay.
almost obligated to be a satyr.
All right. Yeah. I feel like if you get a token that has your face on it, you want to be attacking with your face.
Yeah, exactly.
Although if you win the gold, you get first place, having a gold token's pretty sweet too.
Exactly.
Both are pretty good options. Thanks for sitting down with me, man.
Thank you.
I'm going to send it back to Nick. He is with your 4th seed, Derek Sheets.
Welcome back to the sideboard here at the Invitational. I am with our number 4 seed, Derek Sheets. How are you doing?
Fantastic, thank
Good
you.
to see you, and great to have you here in the top 8.
Thank you.
You have piloted Esper Deathblade to a perfect record in Legacy,
Yep.
8-0.
Yep.
And you used your mono black deck to a 4-3-1 in standard, correct?
Yeah, squeak by. Not so good in standard.
It's all right. That's a good thing the top 8 is Legacy.
Correct.
How did you come to your decision to play Deathblade, and how was it for you?
I don't get a lot of opportunities to play, so I wanted to play a deck that has Brainstorm, Soulforge Mystic, and Force of Will because I've played those decks before.
Right.
And it seemed like a good place to play. You know, being you get Deathrite Shaman to help their combo matchups. You know, if they have the graveyard interactions, you get to cheat a little bit on mana, which is fantastic. So that's why I chose that one.
Okay. And you were playing against the 5th seed, Chris Arnold, in the quarterfinals.
Correct.
He is playing
Green-Black Pox.
Green-Black. How do you feel that matchup is going to go?
I'm not going to lie, I don't think it's very good for me. I also think that I'm going to have to be a little bit fortunate, and the games are going to be fantastically long and incredibly boring, and a huge, huge waste of everyone's time. And I think the most important thing for me is I'm going to have to not necessarily draw my good cards, but I have to draw them in the right order. He has so much removal, so much disruption that it's not so much drawing my good cards like Jace and True Name Nemesis. I have to draw them in the order because we're just going to be playing from the top of our decks, I think, a lot.
Well, you will be on the play as the number 4
Yes,
seed,
yes.
so you do have that slight advantage.
With 4 sideboarded games, which is fantastic because yesterday, or all throughout the tournament, I only won game 1 the entire weekend. So I've sideboarded a lot.
All right.
So I think having 4 sideboarded games will be good
So
for
your
me too.
sideboard seems pretty good for you then.
Yes.
Now, of course, you know, comes with winning this event as a huge check, prestige.
Right.
But most importantly, the token you get when you become the winner. If
Yeah.
you win, what is your token going to be?
I think I want to be a swan song, even though I don't look much like a bird, more like a bear. But I want to be something that people play. So swan song's a good one.
I'm sure a great artist can make you look like a fantastic
I'm
bird.
sure I look beautiful.
All right, well, I appreciate you sitting down. I'm going to send it back over to Andrew Shrout, who's with the number 3 seed, Jared Betcher.
Hey guys, Andrew Shrout. I'm here with Jared Betcher. You've been on a bit of a tear lately. You've top 8'd an Open, you've top 8'd 2 Grand Prix, won an Open, top 8'd 2 Grand Prix, finished 9th at the last Pro Tour in Valencia, and now an Invitational top 8.
Yep.
Pretty excited?
That's pretty nice.
I can imagine. So you played Black-White, kind of mid-range Devotion in Standard.
Yep.
Played that to a 5-2-1 record, I believe, and we'll start with that deck since the top 8 is Legacy. Tell me a little about that deck, why you chose to play it, and how it worked out for you this weekend.
I like it has a lot of just like 60-40, 50-50 matchups across the board, and I was able to hedge here and there slightly with like cutting down demons, cutting down other cards, and like adding in Blood Barons, adding in main board Revoke is really good right now, so I was just able to solidify other matchups and be able to take care of the old ones still.
Cool. Legacy, you are playing Painter.
Yep.
Mono red Painter.
Red-white.
Red-white, yeah, you do have a slight touch there. And that really carried you. You went 7-1 in Legacy. How'd you arrive there?
I didn't know what I wanted to play. I was probably going to default to Sneak and Show since that was my previous Legacy success, but I asked Ruben for his red-white painter list because I figured it would be good for the Invitational, and he thought so too. And he gave me his painter list. My attempts to get Sneak and Show were not the best, so then I just settled on painter and ended up doing really well for me.
Okay. Your matchup in the quarterfinals is against a metalworker deck. That's another deck that we don't see a ton of. So I'm sure you didn't have a big wealth of experience beforehand in the painter versus metalworker matchup. So did you play test it all last night to get ready for it?
I didn't play test much. I looked at the deck list and I noticed he was missing like Lightning Greaves, which seems really important against me. And I like that I'm on the play because I have 5 Blood Moon Effects main and all of his cards all of his lands are non-basic. So I feel I have an edge being on the play.
Okay.
I'll kind of adapt as the games go on, but I think I'm favored in that matchup.
All right, cool. One last question for you. If you win this tournament, you will get to make your very own token. We'll have your face on it, and it will be distributed at all of the opens in this coming season. Have you put any thought into what you want your token to be?
I think either a Pack Rat token or an Angel token, but I'll definitely put more thought if I get to the finals.
Okay, fair. Pack Rat is one that we've heard thrown around a lot. Angel as well. Those are kind of iconic tokens that see a ton of play. Both would be pretty sweet. Congratulations again, man.
Thank you.
I'm going to throw it back to Nick. He is sitting with your second seed, Tom Ross.
Hello and welcome back to the sideboard. I'm Nick Miller. I am here with number 2 seed Tom Ross. How you feeling?
Feeling pretty good about it. I think I'm favorable everywhere.
That is a pretty confident attitude. I like it.
But my quarterfinals matchup is the least favorable of them all.
Okay, well you were playing Infect. You went 8-0 throughout the Legacy portion. A deck that you qualified for the Invitational with in a semifinals appearance in Atlanta.
Right.
Your deck is slightly changed from that, but you know, same thing. How do you like your deck and how did it perform all weekend?
Performed really well. The only games I lost were to the bad matchups, but I won every match. I didn't get to play Delver really in the Swiss, but it's one of the tougher matchups to win, so they have a lot of disruption. And their clock's fast too.
Well, you are playing against Jesse Hefner, the 7th seed in the quarterfinals, playing Rug Delver.
Right.
Have you tested that matchup much?
Yeah, me, Tanner Grace, Todd Anderson, Brad Nelson, they're very good Rug Delver players. And we played some last night. They're over there playing the matchup right now. They're gonna give me some feedback on how to sideboard afterwards. And I talked to Jesse. He said he just went to sleep last night. And it's really hard to find an Infect player, I guess.
Yeah, not a lot of people have experience with that deck. Now, of course, you lost to Blue-White-Red Delver at the Atlanta top 4. That
Yeah,
deck
Michael
has a few
Majors.
more removal spells with swords, whereas the red deck doesn't have that.
Yeah.
You think that's, Rug is a better matchup than Blue-White-Red?
Yeah, definitely. Sword and Plowshares in combination with Lightning Bolt is really tough. But just Lightning Bolt, I can use my pump spells to get past those at the right times.
Okay, and you went 4-2-2 with your standard deck. Boss Blitz, your red-green aggro deck. It's pretty good. We did deck tech with it. You can check it out on StarCityGames.com. Now, finally, if you win the event, all the prestige, but the crown jewel, your own token. Have you thought about that? What's your token going to be if you take this down?
There are a lot of human soldiers already, but originally I want to be in a Current Crusader token.
Okay.
Because I like
Fits your style.
the heroic red boss slide deck, but I kind of want to break the mold. I want to be a poison counter.
I like it. A lot of people have come up with new ideas like Dami Raid emblems and now the poison token. I like the trend here. All right, well, good luck, Tom, in the quarterfinals. I'm going to shoot it back over to Andrew Shrout, who's with number 1 seed Joe Lissette.
Hey guys, Andrew Shrout. I'm sitting with your first seed, Joe Lissette. So you're a mainstay on the Open Series. We've seen you in 10 total top 8s over the last few years, including 3 wins. In Opens, in Legacy Opens and Standard Opens. This is your first invitational top 8.
This is my first top 8 of anything that was more than one day.
Okay, fair. All right, cool. So are you excited about it?
I am. I'm a little nervous, which, I still get nervous basically for any tournament I'm playing in. But yeah,
Okay.
but no, I'm excited too.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Let's talk a little about the decks that you played to get here. The top 8 is Legacy, so we'll start with Standard. You played Boros Burn.
Right.
You played it to a 4-2-2 record. You got a pretty strong start, and you got to draw the last 2 rounds. You're kind of more known as a blue player, as a control player, so Burn, kind of a surprising choice for you.
Yeah, so I play a lot more Legacy than Standard.
Okay, sure.
And I've been playing Esper Control locally, like when I was playing. But coming into the Invitational, I felt like there's going to be a lot of people that are the reverse of me. They play a lot of Standard, not as much Legacy. And I wasn't confident that I could win the blue control mirror against people way more experienced than I was. So I decided I'm just not going to play it at all, and I'll play something else.
All right.
And I actually did play against a blue mana source in Standard.
No?
None. But
okay. Worked out okay then.
Yeah, it worked out okay.
So yeah, got through the Standard rounds, got to Legacy, which is your strong suit, and you went 8-0 in Legacy.
Yeah.
Playing Miracles, blue, white, red Miracles, which is a deck you've kind of pioneered.
I put a lot of work into it, and I feel good about it. And it was a couple invitationals ago, I went 7-1, and this time I went 8-0, and I was like, yeah, I mean, this is. I feel like I feel really good about the deck. Like, I mean, I can still lose any time, but like I feel good about it. That's
good. Yeah. Your quarterfinal matchup is against Wilson Hunter, who is playing Storm.
Yeah.
Is that a matchup you have a lot of experience with?
I've played against it a fair amount. It's something where I feel like I'm a solid favorite, I think.
Okay.
One issue, like his deck is not what I would say is a stock Storm list. So I was looking at his list last night, trying to figure out how he's going to sideboard, and I realized I don't know.
Okay.
I was like, a lot of cards could come in, and I really don't know what he takes out. So there's going to be definitely some stuff has to come in, but the other stuff, I don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah, Storm's one of those decks that the conventional wisdom is you should sideboard as little as possible.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's really hard to, if you haven't played the deck yourself, it's very hard to predict how that'll go.
Yeah.
So a little bit of an element of surprise for you, but you kind of confident in the matchup.
I feel like I have an edge, yeah.
Cool.
And I get to go first, which is nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. One last question for you. If you win this invitational, you will get to make your very own token, which we will distribute at all of the opens for the next season. Have you put any thought into what you want your token to be?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm maybe a little embarrassed to say that, but yeah, I thought about it.
Okay.
Because I've played a lot with Miracles and with Entreat the Angels, but I felt an Angel token with me as an Angel would be just awful. Like there's nothing angelic about my appearance. So I was thinking probably what it should be is like I'm some guy in the corner like entreating, and then there's an angel coming in.
Okay, sure.
That felt like it would make more sense.
Okay, yeah, sure. So the token would just be you entreating the angel.
Right,
and then the angel comes by and says, hey, we heard you needed help. You,
exactly.
You entreated the angels. Here's 12 of us.
Yes, that's something along those lines would be cool.
So the dream for you is really to actually get to play with yourself, Miracle Entreat the Angels, and just put a big pile of your face into play and beat your opponent with it.
Wow, that was interestingly put.
Is that not,
okay.
I assumed that was the idea.
Sure.
But, okay. All right. Well, I would like to see that. I don't know about you.
Okay.
But, all right. Thanks for sitting down with me, man.
Sure.
Cool.
I'm glad to be here. Thanks.
That concludes our top 8 interviews. We're going to take a quick break, but we will be right back with live coverage of the top 8 matches. So stick around.
The tournament is coming. My foes hail from all across the land. They wield powerful magic. They all want the prize. But this year, victory